You didn't tell me who he was or why he was so important. You people blew this operation from the start.
Braun is perhaps the world's leading expert in laser weaponry, and his presence in the Kavango means that the Soviet bloc is planning some sort of laser mission.
Welcome to Second Class Cinema, the show where we watch a B movie and immediately discuss.
Hello.
Whoa, early. I didn't even say who we were yet. Don't say hi to anybody.
Hi.
No, they don't know who we are.
What's up, Erik?
Hi,
That's
Tom.
Erik.
Hi, Tom. Hi, Brittany. Tom and Brittany are on this show.
And Tom and Brittany as well. So how's everyone doing?
You just want to record that again?
No. No, we're not. That's what we're going.
Okay, fine.
Pretty good.
I'll be the imbecile.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
That's excellent news. So on this lovely Saturday afternoon-ish, we watched the movie Laser Mission from 1989 starring Brandon Lee. Action movie. This was Erik's pick. Erik, why don't you go ahead and tell us why we watched it?
Well, I had just recently seen The Crow for the first time, and I was curious about the rest of Brandon Lee's filmography. So I figured let's start with the thing that looks the earliest and the worst.
All right.
And I knew this. I think this had been covered by Mystery Science Theater 3000. I'd never seen their take on it, but from what I understand, it's a pretty popular episode.
Oh, interesting.
So I was curious to see this movie.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's called Laser Mission.
Yeah, it has a good name. All right, very cool. What's it about?
Okay, so Brandon Lee plays a mercenary man named Michael Gold. And he is sent by the United States government, I believe the CIA, to rescue Ernest Borgnine. I don't have his name written down, but he plays a scientist who knows how to turn diamonds into dangerous laser weapons.
Interesting.
He has been taken captive by some Austrian military general guy who is operating out of Cuba. Or I think it's Cuba. It looks like Cuba. I'm going to assume it's Cuba.
Let's assume that.
I think it's Cuba.
That's a good assumption.
And he teams up with Ernest Borgnine's daughter to rescue Ernest from the military guys.
To rescue Ernest.
Yeah.
Different movie.
Yeah, Ernest makes laser weapons.
Yeah, no, I've seen that one.
Okay, you clowns, cut the crap.
So yeah, let's just go right into successes.
Besides the fact that Brandon Lee rules,
Yes.
the music was great.
Yes.
Music fantastic.
Yeah, the Mercenary Man song that they played over and over and over and over again
Sweet ripping guitar.
was awesome.
Blasting sax.
Yeah. Oh, killer sax. They played it twice within the first 10 minutes. Pretty much the whole thing.
Mercenary man.
Yeah, it was a 1989 gift of music.
It was good.
It felt like it was cut from the Rocky IV soundtrack. Like they didn't have a place to put it. They're like, Rocky's not a mercenary, but and Rambo 4 is not coming out for a long time.
Yeah, we got some time to burn here. Let's just put it in Laser Mission. But it was a good track, and they got their money's worth.
Oh yeah, I think this is the only song in the movie.
Yeah, in different variations. And yeah, Brandon Lee is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
He's got a skill set for sure.
Yeah, he's very excellent in the action scenes, which is why after I watched The Crow, I was like, I wonder what else he's doing, because I know he did like a Hong Kong bloodshed movie too, which I really want to see. I think it's called like Legacy of Rage or something to that effect.
All right.
I think I saw that when I was flipping through the IMDb.
Yeah, I want to see that, but I was curious to see did he always have those chops? I kind of assumed he did just from those awesome Lee genetics.
Yeah, you'd assume.
So yeah, I was really excited to see that. Yeah, he kind of kicked ass from day one. Acting's a little bit stiff, but I mean it's very early in his career, and we never really got to see him blossom. He's pretty good in The Crow, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he loosened up at bits during this movie.
yeah.
There was some really wooden dialogue going on, but it loosened up, and then it would get awkward again, and then
And I would say kind of everyone in this movie is guilty of wooden dialogue, so it's not just him.
peaks and valleys.
Yeah, for sure with this movie. And I thought the opening sequence to the movie was fantastic. Really teed you up for the rest of the movie. Nice lock and load montage. We were right in there. Awesome song. And then boom, we're in the movie. And then within 10 minutes of the actual movie starting, more action.
I can't remember the opening.
It was total lock and load sequence followed by a diamond heist
Yep.
Oh,
with the exploding
okay,
champagne bottle.
Yep, I got it.
Let's toast this diamond with the champagne.
It had so little to do with everything else.
Yeah, I know. All right, so what else do we have for positive notes?
I just think all the individual action scenes are really cool in this movie.
I wrote that too. All the
Yeah.
action sequences were like really enjoyable.
They're 80s corny, but they're still good.
Yeah.
You know, I think I'm a little spoiled by any 80s action scene, even if it's not really that good, just because action movies have been terrible for about 15 years now, on the most part. So, like, anything that's just comprehensible to watch and has some cool stuff going on is a big plus for me.
Yeah, it was like perfectly paced, and we were gifted many explosions. A man on fire.
It was probably, you know what, that might have been the best Man on Fire I've ever seen. Because it was like gasoline fire. That dude was engulfed.
Yeah.
He might have actually been on fire.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't doing the flail.
Yeah, they pulled out all the action stops for the action scenes.
Yeah, I can definitely get behind that.
See where the budget went.
Yeah, but I mean, I know we're not in failures yet, but I think
We will be soon.
I think as exciting as it was at the exciting parts, it was just as boring in the boring parts.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I think the movie was like way left and then way right, and it was
The story wasn't really compelling enough to carry it.
yeah, and he wasn't compelling enough yet to, like, I don't know, he wasn't really hitting it out of the park, making me like want to listen to what they had to say. I just wanted to see what they had to shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
it
very
was
good
like
way
a
to put it.
bare bones plot just to allow them to do a bunch of cool shit and like blow stuff up.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, there were like weird twists and turns in the plot. Do we have any more successes, or do we want to go failures?
We've officially transitioned to failures.
No.
Do you have a success?
okay.
No.
I was going to say that, I mean, it seems like there was a lot layered on top of like the story and the plot, but none of it really added up to much because, I mean, the summary that I did like described at the beginning of the episode is pretty much all this movie has going for it in terms of story. You know, I mean, there's some like random twists that don't really add up to much, like Ernest Borgnine's daughter not actually being his daughter. I'm like, why did that have to be part of the movie?
Yeah, we went through the whole movie thinking that, and then they just blow it up at the end for no reason.
Yeah,
No
and then
payoff.
he says her name like when his boss comes and they're like, "Oh, have you met Zephyr?" And he's like, "Zephyr." Like you're supposed to know who that is. Like she's been mentioned before, but she absolutely hasn't.
Yeah, that was weird. Like, I thought that was an unnecessary thing to keep for the end of the movie to do. You know,
Yeah.
like it was
Yeah.
not a secret.
Like, I feel like that'd be a better like mid-movie plot twist. Like,
Yeah.
not at
They're
the
like,
end.
"Surprise! His daughter's actually wicked classy. She wears pantsuits. She doesn't fuck the hero after knowing him for one day."
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was interesting too. Talking about, well, I guess I understand why. Never mind.
It's Brandon Lee.
Nix it. Yeah.
I mean, he is a babe, but his character is a little dorky.
He's got a visual Mark Dukakis thing going on a little bit.
See that?
Mark Dukakis wishes.
What?
Oh, we're gonna have a showdown now.
What? I'm sorry.
Because I was gonna say Bruce Campbell.
Bruce
I feel like he's got a
totally.
Bruce Campbell face.
Oh, like both those guys
Yeah.
mixed.
Yeah, he's got that sweet flow going on.
Oh my god, so
Sweet
jealous.
hair.
Yeah.
My biggest beef with this movie was the weird transitions.
Yeah.
Like you said, they dropped a lot of things in that didn't really seem to make sense in the context of the story. But I feel like there were so many weird transitions too, where it would just end one scene abruptly and then drop you in the middle of another scene where the action's like already happening. And you're just like, what?
Yeah.
How did we get here?
Yeah, I know there was like one really weird shot where Brandon Lee was chasing one of those general guys like out of a room, and then all of a sudden they're immediately on the roof of the building fist fighting each other.
Yeah.
And it's like mid fist fight.
Yeah.
And then there was another one where, and I'm not sure if this is the fault of the DVD that we had, because there was clearly some faults in this DVD.
Yeah, a
which
whole
we got
scene
from a flea
looped.
market.
Yeah.
But like there was another scene, like after he kills that guy, just a random karate man shows up out of nowhere. This movie doesn't have any karate men other than this one guy, and he's got the karate gi and the headband, and he's ready to Cobra Kai.
The one ninja.
Yeah.
And like he fights him for like all of 5 seconds before breaking him over his knee.
Yeah,
like
he breaks
Bruce
his
Lee.
back,
Yeah,
dude, yeah.
I like that homage to Bruce Lee. That was really cool. But
Yeah.
I still don't know why that guy was there. It's almost out of place as the Kung Fu Man from Pieces.
Oh my god.
That is the tale.
It's so wrong, but yet so right.
Yeah, I didn't really have a lot of failures. Like, I feel like this movie didn't try to outreach itself. Like, it was like, this is what we have to work with. This is what we're going to do. It didn't,
Yeah.
like, shoot for anything crazy.
Stayed within its bounds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say its lack of risk is actually probably pretty not condemnable. No, not condemnable. Commendable. That's
Commendable.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, for sure. I mean, for it being an action movie that we kind of enjoy the action parts. It wasn't graphic.
No.
It was very, Death Raiders style, people getting shot. It basically just sprays of dust and people turning over.
Yeah.
Not a lot of blood. There was some blood, but not a lot.
Yeah, it was
Using
minimal.
choice spots.
Yeah, it wasn't really doing it. But, I mean, honestly, this movie, when it got towards the end, just fell apart.
Yeah, it gets very boring near the end. Even the action scenes, I feel like this could have had a good 15 minutes chopped off of it, and it would have been much better for it.
And it was still really short.
Yeah, what were we looking at, 80 minutes?
Yeah.
Thereabouts?
Yeah, it was 124.
With the slowest credits ever. But 80 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's it for failures from me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I only had weird transitions written down as failures. I feel like this movie was true to itself.
So I guess we can talk about some favorite parts of the movie. We can highlight some very specific scenes.
Yes.
And then that's where this movie, I think, thrived.
Okay, so I would like to discuss the death of the main villain, Kalashnikov.
Let's do that.
Rather, several of his deaths. So, do you guys remember in the first Naked Gun when O.J. Simpson has the most embarrassing death ever?
Yes.
Where, he puts his hand on a hot pipe and then he gets a face in the cake and then he gets shot a bunch of times and falls over
Falls
the boat.
off the boat, yep.
Kalashnikov gets kind of the same treatment. He gets shot by Brandon Lee, falls down a ravine, then he escapes from the ravine, starts preparing his revenge against the heroes, then he gets blown up because there were bombs set earlier in the scene, and then somehow he comes out from that with tattered clothes and the crazy soot on the face, like it's a comedy sketch in Saturday Night Live, and then they run him over with a Jeep through a brick wall.
And then they were all looking at his hand, waiting for it to move.
Be like, okay,
is he? All right, I think.
Yeah, I think
he might
okay.
be. Yeah, I think he's gone.
All right, yeah,
he's
no,
gone.
we're
He's
good.
gone. He's gone.
He was getting the T1000 treatment.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, that was very funny. That was probably the hardest I laughed.
I wrote down stuff, and now I don't remember what a lot of it is.
All right, well,
You know what? Let's
try
pose
and-
them as questions.
I wrote down something. I wrote down 36 whistles.
What?
When they were displaying the diamond in the beginning, everyone was
That's
like,
definitely...
All these classy people are just catcalling this diamond.
Yeah, it's basically like Sotheby's auction house, super fancy. Even the guy's like, we're so privileged. And then they unveil the diamond, and everyone's like, I'm terrible at whistling, so... Yeah,
There we go, yeah.
100 of those ring out, and I
Oh,
was just like, that's so unbelievable.
You white trash idiots.
I thought that was hilarious, though. I can't believe I just wrote 36 whistles and had no idea what it meant. I was like, what the
we knew what it was right away. We're like, oh, yeah. What else you got?
when that guy, what was his name? Miguel?
Oh,
yeah.
the idiot.
He just kept getting
Military guy.
slapped
Yes.
repeatedly.
Oh, that was fantastic.
5 times back and forth.
Yeah, no, that was good. So, and then also, I guess I have a question. Was this movie intentionally silly?
I think so, yeah.
think so.
Intent, like hard.
Yeah, I think they knew that they were being silly and campy and stupid.
I agree. Even some of Brandon Lee's dialogue was so tongue-in-cheek.
Oh, what's
I just dropped in to say bon appetit.
And then, the awesome music hits as soon as he finishes one-liner.
Yeah, after he falls in through the roof on a family's meal.
Ruins their pasta.
Ruins their dinner. Hey, I was also thinking to myself too, when did they start doing that? When did that start happening? Like our movie interrupts somebody's normal life. When did they
that's a
start
good
doing
question.
that? Because I was like, man, that's such a good thing to do. If you do it right. And I kind of think it's funny.
I was going to say that happens a lot in the Roger Moore Bond movies in the early 70s. I'm assuming it probably happened a lot before that, but that's the earliest example that I'm familiar with.
Okay. Movies just intruding on normal lives. I think is always funny.
Because you think that maybe someday this will happen to you.
Yeah, exactly. You can look out your window and you can see Brandon Lee hanging out of a van shooting an M16. Which, don't get me wrong, would be really awesome. One of my favorite parts was something very small, very simple, but the fact that they used laser mission in the movie. They said it's a laser mission. And I do enjoy...
You're a stickler for that.
It's got to be like an AC/DC song.
Exactly. Every movie has to be exactly like an AC/DC song in which all they do is say the name of the song over and over. So I was very pleased to hear that. That's always good.
I think the entire opening jailbreak scene is really awesome.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
That was really cool.
Yeah, I was like, real quick, this movie gave us a jailbreak. And they gave us a bunch of other cool stuff. Yeah, the lock and load montage, a jailbreak, a rooftop escape at some point. I mean, this is they
Car
delivered.
chase.
This
Good amount of car chases.
Yeah, this movie knew that they had Brandon Lee as a talent, and I think they recognized early on that he would be a talent, and they used him to his full extent, which is pretty cool because, I was thinking like this movie is some 1989 piece of crap from God knows where.
Yeah.
And I was suspecting like, Brandon Lee just took a job and they maybe didn't use him to his full extent, but they absolutely use him to his full extent.
Yeah, I buy that.
Yeah. He has some awesome fight scenes. He knows how to shoot a gun and look cool while doing it. Like, that's pretty important.
The girl had like the like stabbing shooting motion going on.
The stabbing
shoot. Yep, the stab shoot.
She has to move her whole arm forward to shoot somebody.
Always good when you see that. For a second, I didn't know what this meant, but I realized what it meant because I wrote down Kung Fu Guillotine.
Oh, I wrote that too.
Oh,
I can tell you
okay.
what that means.
Perfect.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, there was this whole fight scene.
That was the first escape scene, right?
Yeah, that was the jump.
Yeah, that was same scene. And wait, was that another guy in Kung Fu? In a gi?
No, that was just a soldier guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
but he like
kicks
fu-
him
yeah, that's
into
right, he
the
lost his
guillotine
gun.
position, and then he kicks the guillotine blade down,
Oh,
which
yeah.
was sick. And then it cuts to an American flag in another
yeah.
scene.
Yeah, in which he's like in America now.
Well, it's even better because they were initially taunting him with it. They were like, "Look out your window! See that guillotine? You're gonna be beheaded."
yeah, then
And they
cut
like
lettuce in
chopped
half.
a watermelon.
Why is it always a watermelon? I mean, I understand why, but come on.
Do you understand?
How about carrots?
No,
Seems
Just a
that's
big bunch of
It's
carrots.
not intimidating.
You just see like a bunch fall. Little fingers.
We're making dinner.
I'm
for
gonna
later.
cut celery. I'm making stew. All right.
This is the stew guillotine. That one over there is the head guillotine.
I was gonna say
Much different.
unsanitary.
I'm trying to see if I have any more.
36 was.
Oh, I got one. When Brandon Lee, him and not Ernest Borgnine's daughter are.
Zephyr.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Zephyr. They're hanging out on the rocks or something after narrowly escaping somebody,
Yep.
and then somebody else comes up on horseback, and he's just shooting and missing and shooting and
But
missing.
he's so far away.
He's so far away, but he's just shooting and missing, and Brandon Lee gets all the confidence in the world and just walks out there and he shoots the guy off the horse, and it's like the slowest fall off the horse, and he screams the whole time until impact. And then it cuts off
As soon as he hits the ground. That was great.
implying that he's now dead.
He silenced his lamb.
Yeah. That was good. That was another
That was
big
fantastic.
a big guffaw.
Yeah, that was great.
The Halloween mask collection. Which
Oh
we were
my god.
supposed to. One of the villains
That
is.
was like a flash in the pan of this movie.
I know.
Though. Like, they were like, "Here's 5 seconds of weird decapitated heads." The end.
JK.
Yeah, like one of the villains is showing Ernest Borgnine like his villain lair, and he's like, "These are the corpses of the people that defied me," and it's like just these decapitated heads that are very clearly like purchased from Spencer's Gifts.
Yeah, and these like agonizing, like snarling faces.
Oh my god. Got some heads down in the basement. You want to see them?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Gosh. Yeah.
I think that's pretty. I mean, I guess that's the last overall thing was just the whole van chase scene, which lasted a pretty long time, but the whole thing was super entertaining.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was really cool.
They were quipping
Yep.
like nobody's business.
We had like
The
some nice
van was indestructible.
buddy cop kind of type action.
Yeah.
We got like I just like the idea like a competent driver and a competent shooter working together in like a chase scene like that. Something
Yeah.
about that just always works so well.
Yeah, and it worked. Who was that like drunk Australian camel herding miner that was in the desert? What was the deal with that guy?
I'm not gonna lie, I completely blanked on that part until you just mentioned
I
it.
have no idea what you're talking about.
So they met this.
Okay, so you know less than I do.
So they're
It was a dream.
strolling through the desert, and then they come across this guy.
Yeah, he's drinking like Jim Beam out of a bottle.
Jim Beam out of a bottle by a fire with like 8 camels, but he's got like an Australian accent.
Oh yeah. And then they woke up the next day and they were spooning.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Yuck."
But wait, with that guy? I thought that guy disappeared after that
He
night.
did. When they woke up, they were spooning.
Oh, so I don't understand what they saw. Did they imagine that?
I have no idea.
I'm assuming he took his camels and left.
But what what was he supposed to do? Like, why did that happen?
Just give them shelter for the night.
Yeah, and maybe gave him some information. I can't quite remember. As you can tell, we all blanked out during the exposition in this movie.
Well, I was, because he was such a pronounced out of place person that I figured they would at least have him do something.
I really remember very little about their interaction with him.
Yeah, I was actually expecting, oh, this is a new character. He's going to be like a new sidekick for these guys. And like he just disappears. So I forgot about him until you just mentioned it.
Yeah, I just had a question. Maybe I was anticipating him to be around longer too. And then I kind of forgot about him until I read my question. So
I had a question written down about that duo, the lady.
Oh, yeah, Sarge and Miguel.
Yeah, about how we weren't supposed to know she's a woman, but then they resolved that, so it's not a question.
Oh, yeah. No, Miguel was just an idiot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a real close call for me. Just totally.
Does this movie think we're this dumb?
Yeah. Me totally freaking out.
She's clearly a woman.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, you're not a sergeant, you're a woman. I was like, wait,
was
were
like,
we supposed to be
what?
fooled by this?
Oh, no, that guy's just an imbecile. Okay,
Oh.
good. No.
Yeah, Miguel's just an idiot.
She was like, I've always been a woman. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, good. Audience.
Saved your
The
audience.
audience agrees.
All right, let's rate it. So let's rate it then.
Yeah, I'm going to go with
Yeah,
fuck
I'm going to
you.
have to give it an unfortunate fuck off.
Oh my god, my fucking father.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck yeah! All right, let's rat this movie. Who wants to start?
Ratitude.
I'll give this a fuck yeah.
Oh, we're going fuck yeah.
I'm going fuck yeah on this.
Wow, okay.
I got a very Samurai Cop, Jim Cotta kind of vibe from this movie. Just fun action scenes, really silly, thin plot that's simple yet difficult to follow. There's something very fun about that, because then I can just say, you know what, I don't even have to pay attention to the exposition. I understand what the plot is, so I don't care what the rest of the storyline is going to tell me. It's just going to lead me to every action scene, and the action scenes in this movie are really fun.
True.
And on top of that, the line delivery is cheesy in a fun way. It's not like really groan-inducing. I don't know, it's just a really fun experience, and getting to see Brandon Lee, like a very early Brandon Lee, being extremely awesome at what he does is pretty fantastic.
Sweet. I can buy that. What about you, Britt?
I will give this a fucking sure. For
Okay.
pretty much all the same reasons. I mean, I'm not like super excited about it. I didn't like love it, but if you're just looking for something mindless to watch and like laugh at and watch explosions, yeah, this is perfect for that.
It's like you've stepped into my mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a fucking fine, just based on the same principles, because this movie is something fine to watch. And would I recommend it to someone? Yeah, I think I would. If someone likes this brand of movie, I know I say this a lot, but if they
This
appreciate
Brandon Lee of movie.
yes, exactly.
So it was like, I want to watch a late 80s like mindless action movie.
like give me some like.
Well, have I got the suggestion for you?
Yeah, 80s action stuff, you know. I would put this on the list and throw in the fact that Brandon Lee is in it, you know, because that's kind of makes it a little better.
Yeah.
And I believe I gave, like, Destroyer a fucking fine as well. So I do probably feel the same way about the two of them. I think at the end of the day,
That
a
makes sense.
lot of love and a little bit of hate, too. So
A little bit of hate, eh?
yeah. Because, like I said, because we really like those action scenes. Those boring scenes were just as boring as those exciting scenes were exciting. Like, honestly, I mean, I don't know. Every time it lulled, I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
I was like kind of getting a little antsy. I like check my phone. You know what I mean?
This would make an excellent fast forward movie.
Yeah.
Like, because, you know, like you say, like, the boring parts were as good as the good parts. And I think that's the case with a lot of the movies that follow this formula, but this had a much better ratio of good parts to bad parts. So
I totally agree.
Than most of the other ones, which is why I'm pretty jazzed about this movie, because most of my problem with those types of movies is the good parts are fucking great, but there's, you know, maybe one spot in there where it's good, and then the rest of it is just trash.
Yeah, you could just be like, all you need to know is that they need to rescue Ernest Borgnine and extract this diamond. Go.
Eric, why do you love Ernest Borgnine so much?
I don't know. He was actually kind of disappointing to me in this movie, though. I felt like him playing this
Professor?
Yeah, this professor character.
Austrian professor or
Yeah,
something?
he didn't get to be like really Borgnine-y. I don't know.
You're right, he didn't.
Like that might be my biggest disappointment with this movie. He wasn't like a charming grandpa. He was more of like I don't know.
Bumbling fool.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know.
He was foolish, like a foolish professor.
And I never really got to see him be professory either. I don't know. he never really did anything in the context of the movie other than like shoot a guy with a shotgun.
Yeah, that's true.
He was basically a living MacGuffin.
He was just like,
Yeah.
basically. He was just like, my knowledge in this diamond makes me indispensable.
Right. I mean, you could
That was his whole character arc.
yeah, you could replace his entire character with like a book of notes, really.
With no one.
Yeah, no, you really could.
Well, they had the other professor that they killed who we thought, or he was almost Bergnine.
Yes.
And then...
Bergnine?
Yeah.
He was Bergnine to his Borgnine?
Yeah. Almost Bergnine was not Ernest Borgnine, all right? He was the Jewish version. Any final thoughts?
No, that really was Ernest Borgnine, though.
No, it wasn't.
I looked at the TV and I was like, yep, that's him.
I really thought it was him until the end of the scene. I was like, wait a minute, this makes no sense. He's already dead.
Mission over.
Laser
mission over.
Okay.
I have no final thoughts.
In the end, the movie was laser mission accomplished.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
True. And he got to keep the diamond,
He got
right?
to keep the diamond.
Baller. Although they were supposed to pay him $1 million, and then he told him he had to split it. So
Oh, God.
Oh
yeah.
no, only $500,000
And a baller diamond.
and this awesome diamond.
I'm going to
weighs
turn
like
into a laser
500
weapon.
Carats.
Yeah, and it's 526 rating on that diamond. That's why everyone was like, "Whoa!"
See, she had to hear the number of carats. That's what got your
Oh,
whistle
that's
going.
what it was. Yeah,
My whistle mechanism was like, yo, that's a lot of carrots.
generated by carrots. Yeah,
Fucking bling.
yeah. I guess that's really it. That's all I have to say about it for the most part.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, if anything, this just makes me sad that we didn't get more Brandon Lee movies in our lifetime.
Yeah, I definitely get behind that. I think it's sad.
This is actually the only thing I've seen him in besides The Crow.
Well, you know what? Maybe I'll pick Legacy of Rage for the next one because I've always wanted to see that, and that seems very B-ish.
I want to watch the one he's in with Dolph Lundgren, too.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be for the podcast, just for fun.
We should just
Go
go
down a
down.
little Tokyo. That one.
How many movies has Brandon Lee actually even been in? He's been in like 10 and maybe even just like 5 as the principal actor. Like,
Yeah,
not many. We could probably do a Brandon Lee month if we really wanted to.
We could. I mean, we're one down now, but
And, yeah. It's not like we would cover The Crow either, so, you know.
yeah, for sure. So yeah, if that's it, then I'm gonna wrap it up.
Wrap it.
This was a quick one.
Over
Yeah.
and out.
Not
Yeah.
much to talk about. I mean, well, you know, the plot's kind of thin and
Yeah, we
not
hit
many
the-
successes or failures, really.
Yeah, it was a lot of favorite parts, and just key moments of the movie that were really worth the time to put in to watch it.
Yeah, it was pretty much steady cruising with like mindless action the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah,
I didn't have a lot of notes, surprisingly, because I usually have pages.
I had a few.
A tome of notes.
All right, so if you'd like more information, go on over to Facebook, facebook.com/secondclasscinema. Like us, comment on stuff. We post episodes of pictures and silly movies of Erik on the beach
It's true.
doing push-ups for Super Smash Brothers.
We're not going to explain the rest of that.
No, just
figure it out for yourself.
Figure it out, yep. And we're also on Podbean, secondclasscinema.podbean.com. That's where you can listen to us. You can also listen to us on iTunes and Stitcher and TuneIn and a lot of other places. Tons of other places. Google it.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere.
We're a new sensation
We're-
for new Pepsi.
where most podcasts are sold. Also on YouTube. Find us there. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Instagram.
Instagram, we're there too.
You always forget about the Instagram.
And Twitter. We're on Twitter.
If it's a website, find out if we're on there. If we're not, tell us to be on there.
And then we'll go on it. I don't care what it is. I'll sign up for weird stuff if you want me to.
RussianCrabwalkers.ru. We'll sign up. Watch us.
All right. That's it.
Good night.
Good night.
Laser.
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 Laser. Laser. Laser. Laser. Laser. Laser. Laser. Laser. Laser. Laser. Laser. Laser.
Mercenary man.